Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Jersey and today we are gonna be working on decorating the entryway. So the idea is, before I can move on to other areas of the island where we're gonna be branching out and now building up the actual town, I need to know where the item placement is gonna be. That way I can make sure I don't have to make any more changes in the entryway before I move on to the next stage. Because let's say that I'm placing items, I feel like there's something off, something that's not working, then I want to change it now and try to do the best that I can before I start building on top of this entry, and then having to change something major and then it's attached to something and then it's not working, right? So right now we're gonna be working on just decorating, and it's just a lot of item placement, so it's gonna be a lot of trial and error like always, because right now I'm just trying to use the best idea that I can, things that I've been wanting to use, how I was envisioning that it was gonna look, and then go see how it works. When it comes to the lighting part, like using the light posts and stuff like that, I had to wait till it gets dark so I can see how much changes I need to do. I want to see if the lights are too bright, if they're too close and they're just kind of blowing out like the highlights, and it's just too bright in some sections, so we need to work on that. Other areas that I've been trying to do is to see if I offset a little bit of the palm wood with some greenery in some specific area, like the one that you saw right there, and I think just on the very top on the lookout point I may do a little bit of greenery right over there. Right now I'm using some of the other benches, especially the palm wood benches that I've been wanting to use, and this one right here, it looked really good right next and behind the hedges. I think that was a really good look. We're gonna use some of the barrels because it's a coastal town, so I imagine there's gonna be like barrels and crates in different areas. So another idea that I had while looking at coastal town was, sometimes there are palm trees that are not berry, but the water is right on top of the actual palm tree, right? Like you can see the palm tree goes under the water. So I wanted to give that a shot to see how that looks. So maybe that's something more I will use in the future as we build in this coastal town, especially closer to the water edges. So when we break that section there that still has no water, but we're gonna do it, we're gonna see how it looks when the water kind of covers the palm trees and when they grow and how they will look. And I think overall it actually looked very, very well. I think it's gonna work, and that's gonna be something that I'm gonna be going forward and using that. I went ahead and made more boats, so we're gonna be adding a little more boats close to this little launching point where people can just grab their boats and take them down toward the bridge and just get into the river and go that way. And some of the seating over here, as you can see, I went with a darker wood. At first I was gonna go with a little bit lighter, a little bit darker than the palm wood, but it didn't offset enough for me to create enough contrast, so I went with the dark wood, and I just went with 2 chairs and like a coffee table. And I'm pretty sure eventually I'm gonna have to order more of the chairs because I want to see how it's gonna look with having 3 and see how that fits. I do like it how it's just the coffee table and just 2 chairs at the moment. Maybe the empty space I can use it for a little more decorating or a new item in the future, but at the moment it's gonna be something trial and error, and I'm gonna try to do that in the future. And if I do some more changes, then like always we're gonna do a little walk, talk about it, and see the new changes that I did. Alright, so as I was working in my entry, right, and trying to decide the new stuff that I was gonna do, I got inspired to create this little let's call it a kiosk, right? And it's gonna be a place where you kind of walk in and you can rent boats and you can rent jet skis, and that's the idea. It's something that I think is gonna bring a little bit extra into the build for the entryway, instead of just being boats being placed everywhere. Now it has a reason. So when you come into the coastal town and you're coming in, you're gonna run into this place right here that it's like, hey, you wanna rent a boat? And now what it was gonna be the parking lot in the back, now it's gonna be where the renting area. It has all their boats, and we're gonna have jet skis eventually, and then we have that little boat dock over there. That's gonna be like the launching point. So now it's becoming a place where you go and rent. Hey, I want to rent a boat, or I want to rent a jet ski, and you're signing up. So the idea is to create a little desk. We have the structure behind it. Now the boat is on top. So it's more like this boat is for display only. It's just showing you, hey, there's a boat. So we went ahead and put a little white chair, and as you saw earlier, I was kind of struggling to put the boat on top of the structure, and the way I didn't want to just cut down the banana tree or cut down the palm tree. I just was trying to place it, but on the structure right now, to place them the way so it can fall this way specifically and not overhang too much, you kind of gotta stand in the front of the structure and look at it, and then you place it, and when it places, it falls this way. If you do it any other way, for whatever reason, it just kind of hangs like halfway of the structure, and it just doesn't look good. So I went ahead and cut down the banana tree, and then we're gonna rework that area again. So as you saw also earlier, I was trying to create this desk in front of it, and I was doing maybe 2 and then 2 more, making 4 wide. Nothing was feeling right, but having just 2 felt just perfect, right? And then I'm now trying to do it on the other side, and then I was trying to see, and you see how that it just hangs like that? That's why I was struggling so much on the other side, because I was like, I just wanted to fall this way, and the only way to do that is you really gotta stand in front of the structure, look at it, and when you place it, it'll fall just like that. Alright, so then I was trying to see, okay, so what kind of lighting do I want to do? Do I want to put the banana tree more in the back, put it more in the front? So I had to play around with it, and then I was trying to make a decision. Do I want to go with the brick, or do I want to go with the dark wood? Because the dark wood is nice too. It goes with the theme of the town. You know, a lot of wood and all that is very coastal like as well. And I was trying to make a choice, so I left it there for a moment as I keep working, going back and forth, trying to decide which route I wanted to go. And I also was trying to decide what kind of lamp do I want to use, what kind of structure, visual. Do I want to go 4 wide? Do I want to go 3? Do I want this going right against the fence? It was just a lot of thinking while I was looking at the dark wood and the brick. And at the very end, I did decided to go with the brick. I think the brick brought a little bit more towards the build. I just feel like it was more better. It just fit better with the hedges on the back, with the greenery, with the palm wood. It just looked very well. All right, so another thing that if you notice, when you place these boats on top of the structure and since they're high, for some reason the boat is like floating, and it was bothering me. I saw it right away, and then when you're looking at it almost straight at eye level in the build, the boat is floating. It's not just sitting on top of it, it's just floating in the air. So that was not gonna fly with me too much. I was like, no, I need to do something with this. So I decided to make a wall right behind it and make it just 1 more higher, and then we're gonna add some decorations on the top. So I was trying to figure out what do I want to do. Do I want to put like flower pots? Do I want to put the weather station? I think I'm gonna try some garden lamps and see how that feels, but none of that was really feeling toward my standard. So I went ahead and made some brick flower boxes, and I put some bushes just right away, because you can get those seed bags real quickly. So I was like, let's see. And then as I placed, I'm like, okay, I like the look of that. I don't know if I want to keep the bushes. Maybe I try some flower, maybe I try something else different, but I did like how it was feeling now. And looking at the boat underneath it, everything is just like, it's hiding it, so you're just seeing this gap, and it's just the boat floating in the air. Now the wall behind it is creating a shadow, and if you look, you see brick, so it hides the fact that it's just floating in the air. And since I had all this brick now, so I was like, okay, so how can I make this structure now more complete? And I was like, what about if I put brick flower boxes as well as part of the entry and make it more official? It gives you that little more height level. I kind of restructure a little bit and I added a little bit of flowers now to it. And then I wasn't liking the bushes on the top. I was like, what about the fern? I have not been able to use it as much as I would like to just yet. I've been very picky on the planting, the way I want things to lay out. And also I just been doing the bushes it's just for item placement. But once I put the fern, that really did look good. I like how the fern is just hanging from the very top and just hanging down, and it's just giving you that extra feel and look to it. And I was like, you know, I like the fern. And then once I had that front completed now in the boat rental place, I was like, you know what about if now I also duplicate what I did in the front, but do it from in the pier. But of course we're not going to use the brick, we're going to use the wood flower boxes that matches the palm wood, matches the pier. And I think that gave such a great look. And another idea that we're gonna have is, right now I don't have a jet ski, right? We are working on that. We're gonna have jet skis very soon. But one side is gonna be for a boat rental. The other side is gonna be for a jet ski. So eventually that one of the boats is gonna come off and we're gonna have a jet ski. And the idea is that when people are coming into the entry, they're gonna be seeing all of this. They're gonna be like, hey, I wanna rent a boat. Oh no, I wanna rent a jet ski. And then you have two areas you can go. So you go to one side if you want to rent a jet ski. If you want to rent a boat, you go to the other side. And that's going to be part of it, right? And that's now it's giving the entry a little bit more than just visual. Now there's a purpose to it. There's an area that we're going to rent. So now we have an extra bill into the coastal town, and I think that's going to work great. As you saw a little bit, I am adding a little bit more greenery just in some areas to break and to give a little more towards the bill and the palm wood. We went ahead and put the hedges in between. I do like how it's looking right now, so I think that's something that's gonna stay. As the more time passes and the more I'm gonna be looking at it, I'll decide for sure. But I think that's something that's gonna give it that feel to it. All right, so now we're about to let the water come in. I'm making one more section a little deeper, all the way flat to the ground, and then all this water is gonna come in. We're finally gonna fill this area up with all the water, like I just saw. And now, as you saw, you see the palm tree right back there, and you see the other one, and they're gonna be sitting under the water. And that's something that I did notice in a lot of coastal town. There's palm just right at the edge of the coast. Or edge of the rivers, and they're just growing right from the river. So the beginning of the palm tree is on the water. So I think once they grow up fully, I'm gonna be able to see how it truly looks. I think I'm gonna like it. I think it's gonna give it a little bit more dimension. I think it's gonna give it something different into the build of the island, and I think that's gonna be fun and something different. They're just not always sitting on level, but they can also be growing under the water. And I think that's gonna give it also a little more realistic feel to the build, to the town, and yeah, and if no, of course, don't forget, if you don't like it, then that's okay. All right, so now what we're doing here is building the next boat dock that we talked about 2 videos ago. This is something that I wanted to do. I want to have another entry point into the island. As people going around the river, they want to get off, they want to tie their boats, come back in, then come back out, get on their boat. And I wanted to do something with the pillars. And another reason I went with dark wood this time, I figured that dark wood was going to be a good choice, because as I'm looking at a lot of these pictures and a lot of this actual town, yes, we have palm wood, and that's very coastal, very there's a lot of that in pictures. But I did notice that a lot of boat docks that just been sitting there for a long time in all this town, they're usually very dark in color, and because of weather, because they've just been there for such a long time, they're always in a darker tone most of the time. So I wanted to make now all the boat docks that I'm gonna be creating slowly in this town most likely gonna be dark wood. That way it gives us a break from the palm wood, but in a way that makes sense. It's like, okay, this is a boat dock. They usually, when you look at pictures, they're usually very dark, unless they're usually painted because of the weather, because the sun, any all that stuff. They always look kind of dark. So, and that's the reason I went with that. And the pillars here, I was trying to align them in such a way that they look good as you're looking at it. And so we have a couple extra pillars on there, so there's like, it feels like you can tie more boats to it, and so people can tie their boats and get off and walk the island. So since I made that boat dock dark, I'm going ahead and make this one over here also dark, and that way we keep matching the aesthetic of the island, and then we have a balance. We have a reason why boat docks are gonna be this color. Most of the island is gonna be palm wood, right? The bridges are gonna be palm wood. The fence that we're using is gonna be palm wood, because it gives it that coastal vibe, that beachy feel to the area, to the town. And both docks are gonna be now, we're gonna try to make them a little bit darker, and I think I'm gonna try to use all the wood variations that we have. So most likely gumwood is something that we're gonna use for maybe something else that's gonna be specific to the town. That way we have gumwood, we got dark wood, we got palm wood. But palm wood will always be the main wood source of this town. It's what's gonna give it that little bit of feel that this is a coastal town vibe. And then right there in the front, I went ahead and planted a couple more palm trees on the outside of the fence, just to give it a little bit more, just to blend in the entryway with a little more palm. And now is where we're coming to. We are rebuilding this bridge on the side over here, because we need to expand, right? And as we're working on the entryway, and now we just do the item placement. The whole point of this video is to know that we are getting ready to move on. So we either gonna go left, right, or up north. And one of the thing is, I do have already ideas created if we go right and if we go north. I have not done anything towards the left, so let's go ahead and take out the going left idea. But I do want to have the bridge completed, so I can feel free, because part of this video, part of this thing that we're working right here is to have most of the entry done, to make sure that I don't have to redo something that I want to work on. Like, oh, this doesn't feel off. Oh no, I need a little more space. You know what? I think it'd be better now that I'm placing all these items. Maybe I do need to expand this going forward. Maybe I need to make it a little bit wider, maybe a little bit longer. And by doing all of that now, before we move on, I don't have to make big changes in the future. I don't have to like take all of this down just to fix something because now it's not matching or it's not working. Oh, all the chairs don't fit. Oh, the seating area is not gonna fit the way that I want it to. So now I need to rework all of this, because right now it's a lot easier to rework things now as we're working on the area than doing it in the future when you're doing all the item placement. And like always, my item placements are usually a little more simple. I don't go super overcrowded at the moment. I like to be able to feel that I can walk on the area, and that's something like it's always gonna be more of a style. It's gonna be more of the way you like to decorate and the way that I like to decorate. But overall this is gonna be more of the layout that we are working that you guys are gonna be using most of the time. So now I'm trying to make sure that the road is 4 wide. We got the sidewalk. We know where we're gonna be heading towards it. And the most important things that I need to work on right now is finish this the overpass. I need to make sure that all this is gonna be looking good, and the vision that I have for it is gonna be matching what I'm thinking of. And part of it is I want this area to be clear, because there's gonna be a bridge right here that's gonna connect, that's gonna go from here to the other side of the river. And I think this one is gonna be a long bridge. I'm not gonna plan to make a little split in the middle of the river. I think I wanted the bridge to go all the way across. That way we have a nice scenic view of the river as you're traveling in boat or jet ski and you're just going through the river. I think on this one particular, I don't want us just cement pillars dividing the river at the moment, because we're gonna have another bridge that's gonna be more in the front part of the island too, that's gonna go across the same side, and that one's gonna be a little lower. But if something changes and the idea as you put them and as we're working, and maybe in the future I'm like, you know what, I think structure wise, I think it's gonna give it more, something more to the island if I do have divide the, instead of being such a long bridge, make two bridges going across and have this in the middle. And that's something that we're gonna be playing on in the future. As the more we are building, the more we are creating, the more the layout is becoming more official, more done. We're gonna know exactly what are we gonna be needing, what's gonna give that extra view and experience as we're walking the town. So, but for right now, the idea is we're gonna make a bridge. It's gonna be long enough that's gonna go all the way across. So we gotta find that spot that's gonna be perfect in both sides. But I don't want to take over the river too much, because I don't want to make the river less wide. So I don't want to just start at the edge. I gotta find that spot, and right now I'm just trying to find the spot that we're gonna start. Once we start, we're gonna go up and we're gonna try to connect, and we're gonna try to do what we need to do and connecting those areas. So okay, so now as the items are charging and the machines are charging, I'm also gonna be working on this other side of the bridge, because it's two sides, you know. This road is gonna lead to two different sections of the islands. There's two rivers that are wrapping around the entryway, and we need to go across to other sides. So the idea is we're gonna, and they're also double bridges, right? We're making it double because I wanted to feed the road. It's like the bridges are gonna be part of the roads, and that's something that it was bothering me a little bit when I was just single, because it wasn't lining up. It just didn't feel structure-wise. It wasn't just feeling right. So we need to fix all that, and that's why I'm going now too wide, so everything links. Right here we're just cleaning this up, because I do like how you see the water and you see the cement pillar and you see deep to it. It just, for me as building, it just feels right. It just gives it a little bit of a look and a touch that I do enjoy, and for me that's important. And so we're gonna be cleaning that area. And something that I want to talk about is that this is the town layout, right? You guys may not have a river, right? And you guys may be thinking, oh, if I want to follow this, I need to bring water into this area of my island, and the water's really far away. Or maybe you guys are not building in the coastal town, but you guys are taking layout inspiration. Then when I'm making these bridges like this, you guys, the bridge for me is because it's part of the road, it's connecting. Since I have water, I don't want to make the road and then just split my river, right? So I'm using the bridge. But if you're just following the layout, if you're just doing the layout structure of the build, you guys can just continue this as a road, like there's no bridge. So imagine like if I had all dirt right here and there was no river, then all this would be actual road and it would not be a bridge. And that's another way you guys can approach it. When you guys taking inspiration, even if I put a bridge, the bridge is just an extension of the path. It's going to be an extension of the road. It's an extension to get you to one point or the other. It's the only reason I have the bridge is because there's water, and I don't want to interrupt my rivers. I don't want to fill up my rivers. So it becomes an extension of the road, and that's the idea. So if you're doing the layout and you're following along, don't forget, just pretend that in your island, of course, there's no river, so you just continue the road, because it doesn't matter if the bridge is 2 levels high, the road is the road. So the road is going to be the same level, because all I'm doing is going across the river, making the stairs, and I'm going to be flat back again. And that's just a way to think about it, because I don't want you to feel like, oh, well, if I'm following this, I need to make this river. If you want to make a river, if you want to bring water into this area, then yeah, that's great, because that's your vision too. But don't forget, a lot of my builds, especially the layout, is to help you if you're stuck, if you don't know what to do anymore. So I'm hoping a lot of this layout help you to bring something more to your island that you like, you know what, I can add this into my island, I can do a layout like this in my island, and then it's going to inspire you to keep working in Dinkum. I do believe that you can never be done in Dinkum. I think as we are being inspired, as we keep watching people being creative, building amazing structure, I think we're always going to be inspired to keep improving, to keep building. Something is going to hit you and you're going to be like, I want to make that. I think that's going to look good in my island. Oh man, if I do this, I can move these things around. And that's the great thing about building games, right? And we all know Dinkum it started as a farming game. I don't think James saw ever the way we are using the game has become more of a building game, you know, Minecraft level and stuff like that. And this is where we are being so creative. I think this is where we are all being inspired so much to work on all this building in Dinkum, because it's what's pushing us, it's what's keeping the game more alive than ever. It's why we're coming, it's why we are researching. That this is why we all go online and we are watching live streams, we are watching other YouTubers, you know, we're watching their gameplay, we're watching their creations, because it's like you have this hunger to do amazing things. You want to create amazing layouts. And another great thing about all of this is that every creator, everybody, your island, my island, the next person's island, they're all unique, because it's everybody's way of approaching a situation. It's the way you decorate, it's the way you envision, it's your imagination, it's your creativity that it makes Dinkum and any building game unique to their own. And when we watch other people's videos, you're like, wow, that's not something, how did they do that? Or man, I never thought about decorating like that. You know, like when I watch people and they decorate their islands, right? And they're packed and they're using every square inch of their island, and it's all decorated either with flower, with items, with flower pot, with chairs, with couches. It's an amazing, and I love those islands. But I know in my gameplay, in my style, when I come back to my island, I don't decorate like that. Even though I just saw that and I'm like, wow, that's just amazing. It's beautiful. But my taste and your taste is always going to be different, and I think that's also a great thing, because it's not just, oh, let me imitate that because it looks amazing, but you want to imitate it because it also is going to fit your build, it's going to fit your style. And if you don't have a style, you're building a style right now. So you're watching, you're finding a creator that you love. You're finding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different people that are inspiring you to make builds, to make something out of nothing, and that's gonna fit your island. And then you're creating your style, and then slowly you're pick and choosing, you're improving on builds that you are seeing to make it fit on your island. And that's building, and that's why are we here, you know. And you know, my style is very realistic, right? I mentioned in almost every video that my approach is always a little more realistic. I don't like to fill my areas, you know. We did a little bit of item placement today on this video, and the way I like to do my item placement, I want it to feel like it's a real place where I go. I want to be able to walk. I know in Dinkum we can jump, and we can jump from here to the next part, and we can get in there. You know, I can block a whole seating area and then just jump and be able to sit. But if I'm imagining this is a real place and I'm walking this area, I'm walking the sidewalks, I'm walking to get to that bench or stuff like that, I want to be able to make it by walking and not by having to hop and jump and all that. But then truly that's my style, right? That's why I approach my build in such a way that I'm thinking a lot. I'm trying to plan it out because I want things to make sense in a way, because I like to make my towns feel more like a town. But that's my style. But I've seen so many creators, they build such amazing and incredible facilities, items. Their imaginations are off the charts, you know, the way they approach the build, and that inspires me because I'm trying to motivate and inspire everybody that's watching the channel, everybody that's watching the videos, you know. And but I know my builds are more in the realistic aspect. Okay, but if that's my style, how real can I make it? How real can I make this town feel like it's a real town? And that's now my goal, you know. And we all gonna have goals, we all gonna have ways to approach every situation as we're building. And I think that's what's gonna make us more unique at the end. Your island's gonna be unique, my island's gonna be unique, because they're inspirations, they're creations, and they're ways that we're approaching the game, you know. And another thing that we need to talk about is you guys, you know, you that are watching the channel, you that are watching this video. Every time you hit a like, every time you put a comment, every time that we are having conversation, you truly gotta know that you are inspiring me in so many ways. Every comment, every little feedback that I get, every time we communicate with each other, you know, it's a way that you guys are pushing me to keep making content, to keep making ways that I can improve my own building, do more research. How can I make better layouts? How can I make better placement, better choices? I wanna the way I need to explain the way I'm approaching a situation, you know, it's not just, oh, let me come here, let me build something and do that. And I have people that are watching, that are very thankful, that are very happy with the content that I'm providing. And without you guys, this channel will not be here. Without you guys, all these videos that I'm creating will not be here. You know, when I did my first video, it was more, it's just like, you know what, I made this, I don't know if nobody's gonna care, I don't know if everybody's gonna see it, I didn't know if I was gonna continue to making videos, you know. But some people watched it, some people saw it, and I was like, you know what, I have a little free time again, let me record a little bit more. And then I did another video, I started working on my greenhouse, because that was the next project I was gonna do. And then slowly and slowly I had more feedback, and then I had my first comment, you know. And when Linda Harris, she was my very first person that commented, and it was such a special thing, you know, because I never had a person saying, wow, your video really opened my eyes so I can do something different on my island. And that was the beginning to start being more creative in my islands, you know, and knowing that there's people out there that need inspiration, that are looking for inspiration, that are looking for ideas, just the way that I am. Just because I create videos right here, that doesn't mean that I'm not looking. I'm always watching at other creators and watching other people. I'm watching people's gameplay, I'm watching their town tours, I'm watching, because there's always something to learn from everybody. There's always a creation, there's always an aspect, why they approach it this way, why they did it this way, why are they working the way they're working, why they created this amazing structure that is so big and is so neat, and what was the reason behind it. Some of it's just for fun, some of it's just a wing of the moment. But the combination of everything, the combination that you guys liking the videos, commenting on the videos, giving me feedback, giving me the support, talking to one another, you know. And then we have new people that are keep finding the channel, and then they go back to the very first videos, and I'm always surprised that happens, you know, because, you know, I wasn't the best. It wasn't the best way that I was explaining things. I was very monotone, I wasn't as lively, because I was a little shy, you know. You're speaking to a microphone the first time and you don't know how people are going to approach this, you know. But at the end, you guys are always being supportive from the very beginning. And once again, I want to say thank you, because without you guys and the new people that are finding the channel, the new subscribers that we are coming in, and the channel's growing, without you guys, 100%, the motivation, the way to make videos, the way that I'm pushing myself every day, doing research, looking at pictures, none of that, I will still be playing the game. I will still be playing the game for fun, you know. And it would just be my own island, and that would have been, nobody will be seeing the creations that we're doing. But I'm 100% sure the way that I'm pushing the game, the way that I'm trying to be even more elaborate with my layouts and my design, and being so picky on my item placement, is because you guys are here. And without you guys, my creations will not be to the level that they are today. and I know they're gonna get even bigger because you guys are pushing me every single day, every single video, to come up with better layouts, better ideas, so we can all enjoy this game that James has created. That is amazing, and we can't wait for all the new stuff, right? So once again, thank you, because without you guys, truly, this channel would not be here. All right, so let's now wrap it up a little bit. I went a little long there, and we missed a lot of the build. So what we just did is finishing the bridges. You know, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Is the way that I'm building bridge in the coastal town. Right now, the double bridge idea is because it's the same width as the road, and that's what I wanted. I don't want the bridges to be off. I don't want this to look a little off. The bridge is an extension of the road, so that's why they're double bridges. And I kind of like the feel of the double bridges connecting to the road, because one way could be to going in, another way to be going out, and it's kind of, I think it feels like it's gonna flow better. Now this bridge is one tier lower than the other bridge. That way we have a little height, we have a little difference, and it gives it that little scenic viewing, but at the same time it's high enough that if you're in a jet ski or if you're in a boat, you can go right under it, and it's not like you're hitting your head or something like that. But I know a lot of us have seen some pictures. They're not leaked, they were approved by James to be able to show, to start promoting and hinting the next little update. And one of the pictures were a sailboat. And if you guys have not seen it, I'm gonna put it in my link in my description. I'm gonna put KD Gentleman's channel. He has been posting pictures of the update, some hints of things to come, and one of them is a sailboat, and it looks amazing. I cannot wait, especially since I'm building a coastal town. Sailboats are perfect. So James, release it, or let us know, or give us a date, or, you know, I'm working on a coastal town, I need to know the height of the sailboat. But either way, even though I don't know the height of the sailboat, it's an easy fix. So once we get the sailboats, and if they're not, I know this bridge is probably gonna have to be raised, right? Because it's a sailboat. So depending how high, because I want it to feel realistic. So when you go under the bridge, I don't want to feel like it's gonna hit. I don't want to feel like that it's gonna just go right through the bridge. I want it to feel real. So if we need to raise the bridges at some point, 2 tier high, 3 tier, whatever we need to raise it, we'll raise them. It just be a little update that we need to do, and that's that. But who's excited for the sailboat? Because I am. I'm ready, especially because we're building this coastal town. I think that's gonna fit very nicely. Okay, so this what you saw right here. I put these 2 lampposts right there at the entryway. I was watching a couple pictures and a little video of these piers in real life, and they in the entryway they have like these lanterns, and I was like, oh, that looks so cool right at the beginning of the pier. So what I wanted to do is recreate that feeling, recreate that view that I saw with these lamps. But I didn't want to do the garden lamps because I knew it wasn't not gonna feel. I want the wood to be there. I don't want just 2 garden lamps to just sit there. So I was able to put those 2 lamps lower in depth, match the railway, and at night it looks really nice. All right, so the next thing is, so the boating, you know, it's gonna be something to rent. It's gonna be something to where you're gonna come and rent a boat and all that stuff. So, and I've been to places that you rent canoe boats, you rent kayaks and boats and stuff like that, and they're always in this color scheme: white, red, blue, or yellow. You know, and I think it's because that way they're easy to see from the river, and you know, the company know that's my boat, that's that. They're in these color schemes, and I kind of wanted to do that with our boats that we have, but also at the same time bring a little color to the island. Let's give it a little more. It's too monotone, it's too much brown. So I think by adding red, blue, and white, it's gonna be really nice. I think the white is still a little washed. I may change the white, maybe add an orange to it, and that way we got like more color. I think white is white, but I think if I do like an orange instead, or something a little more brighter, it may look a little better. But let me know in the comments. If you guys the white, I may leave the white, but if you feel like another color with the red and blue will look better, maybe I can go green or something like that. Let me know what color you would choose between to take the white and what other color you think will look better with the red and the blue. And if I like some of your ideas, we may do that. We may just change it and add another color, because I like the white, but let's just say I'm not 100% convinced of the white. So let me know what you truly think. The other thing that we're gonna start doing is now on the build is the tiki torches. I built tiki torches. It's not something that I've used, not even in my previous town. I haven't used tiki torches, but I was on Rip's live stream. If you guys don't know Rips, I'm gonna put him in my description, because I'm talking about his channel. He streams Dinkum, is amazing streamer. He builds everything on the spot. His imagination is so creative. I don't know how he does it, but he wings it. All his build, not planned, and they come out amazing. And some of the structure that he has built, go back to his video and check him out. It's amazing. So I'm gonna put also his link to his channel on my description below. So go check him, because you guys are gonna be amazed on what the stuff that he builds. But he was building this wedding area, and he was using the tiki torches. And I didn't think about using tiki torches in my coastal town, but it was such a great idea, and that's why I want to give him credit, because I would not thought about that, and I wanted to start using that because one, I like the lamps that I pick, right? There is that orange, bronze, copper look, and I think it's giving that a little more color to the coastal entry that I'm looking for, but they're very bright. Like you see this right here, when I put those lamps there, they're so bright. For me, it's just blowing out. It's creating this harsh tone that it's not the vibe that I'm looking for. I want more of a warm, inviting tone when it's at nighttime. I don't want it to be this city bright. I just want it to be inviting. I want it to be warm, not too bright, but enough that it takes care of the shadows, that is illuminated. And so I decided to go with tiki torches and more of these lamps that I have more. It adds more palm wood, but I think just for the entryway, I don't want it to be harsh. Maybe on the rest of the island, I want to use more of those copper ones, right? I really do. So I think in the future, I'm gonna have to be more aware of my lamp placement distance. Especially some lamps are brighter than others, and when those two circles match, sometimes they get really bright. And then sometimes when you put a lamp next to a wall or a structure, it gets even brighter. So I'm gonna have to really plan out my placement of the lights, because in some areas they look really bright, they look really highlighted, blown out, and it's not the feel that I'm going for. But like always, don't forget, truly don't forget, just because I want a warm, inviting feeling, but if you're making this and you want it to be bright and more town-like and have this bright feel to it, then use the lamps that you want. I'm just explaining what's going through my mind. What am I looking for when I'm creating this entry? And what I'm looking for is that a warm, inviting feeling that is nice, that is not too harsh, that if you're walking at night, it's a very inviting feeling, and that's the best way I can describe it. And the more I was taking those lights and the more I was creating this mood right over here, the more I was like, this is exactly what I wanted, this is what I'm looking for. But I do believe that I want to use those other lamps because I like that copper. I think that copper orange look, it's gonna fit very well in the coastal town, and I think that it's gonna be what I'm looking for, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to use it in all the areas with being more specific where I'm gonna be placing it. So it's something that I'm gonna have to do a lot of tests, see how it looks here, how it looks on the other spot, and then find another good spot for the lamps in other areas. But the tiki torches were a great spot. I think now the entryway to the pier, the renting places, going to the bridge, I think everything is looking really nice. I still see a couple more lamps in the back, but I'm gonna try to see if I can somehow work on those and see if I can keep them, just move them around a little bit more. But now we're gonna do a little walkthrough. You know, we're at the end of the video. We're just gonna be showing everything we do. I'm walking one more time. I think I got everything in place the way I want it, the way I feel like it needs to be. I don't feel like I need to redo anything at this moment in this whole entry part. item placement is good, the bridges are good, palm trees are growing, we got the water, we got everything going. We have our boat rental place and jet ski in the future renting area. We got some of the hedges blending in with the palm wool fence. I think that's giving it a nice touch, but it's not everywhere either. And we got our new boat dock right over here. And we made it to the end of the video. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and we'll see you next time. Alright, see you later. Bye.